Hello! What's happening, guys? How's everybody? Hey Mike. Hey Robert. What's happening, guys? I was hunting through my closet of Warhammer, and I did find that I have one more of these lieutenant guys to do. Lieutenant? Yeah. So I've got 7 Blade Guard veterans done. One with the Volkite pistol, which is what this is here. And then I've got 1 lieutenant, the Blade Guard thing as well. So if I do this guy, then I'll have 9 potential Blade Guard. The $1 million question is, can we put 16 Blade Guard veterans in a Land Raider Crusader? I did tag Warhammer Community today and ask them that, but no one got back to me. Hello, Brock. Morning, Brock. It's evening here, but there we go. Highland Phoenix still trying to get over the season finale of Picard. It was good, wasn't it? It really made me want another Star Trek Next Generation movie or something like that, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to make this guy, and then I'm going to get on to doing some painting. We can chat about the live stream if you haven't watched the live stream of the reveals today. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Am I supposed to clip the feet off? There's these holes in this, I forget. Oh yeah, because you get a stupid little skull you can put into one of the holes. Okay, yeah. What's funny is this is an Indomitus box, so today they announced the new box. Here's me not even get models off sprues from the Indomitus box, which at this point is about 3 years old. Hey, welcome to the hobby, guys. How long, I guess the question mark is how long do you think some of the stuff that's on the Indomitus box will stay? What do you think it'll take before we put any paint on it whatsoever, or even spray it? There's the $1 million question. It's probably embarrassing with the answer. I did also find I have a Primaris captain with that shield that I've done nothing with as well. So there could be scope there, I guess, to scope to do what? There could be scope there to make him as well, but for just now I'm just going to make this one guy. I'm kind of tempted, after seeing the new Dreadnought today, to start on my Brutalis Dreadnought. Is Brutalis Dreadnought going to be strength? Is it going to be strength 10, do you think? Or toughness 10? That was it, wasn't it? Yeah. Where did I put my water? Cool. Sup, Mass Profect. David, how you doing? David's painting a Predator at long last. Star Trek Legacy was going to be great. If they make it, I guess. I wonder what 7s of 9's catchphrase will be. I was trying to remember if Janeway had a catchphrase, huh? Like for when they went to warp or whatnot. It's been a while since I watched Voyager. No supplements for Blood Angels for 8 or 9 months. I think that is a good thing, Robert. Some people have already called me out and said they do not think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing, because if you think that there's not gonna, like, the newer factions are not gonna be stronger, I think, like, all of history of Games Workshop points to when they make new releases 1 year down the line, they want to sell those new releases, so they're always stronger. I know that people are trying to say that, like, they're hoping that they won't get rid of the, like, codex creep isn't going to be as prevalent. I will not believe that until I see it, Robert. So I'm really happy that Blood Angels are not getting their codex in the first year. For like 2 years there, like all of 2022 and the most part of 2021, every event I went to, I felt like I was fielding a B tier army with the Blood Angels codex. So I do not want to do that again. I'm super happy we're not in the first year. Hopefully we're not being too far. Like, I don't like the fact that, like, World Eaters got their codex like a hot minute before the new edition, but I think Blood Angels are a big enough faction where we will be done. I think we'll be done in, like, I don't think we'll be done a hot minute before. Considering the Brutalis has more toughness, more armor, you think it'll have more toughness? I don't know if I always buy into that. There's quite a lot of models that sometimes look like they're a bit stronger and they have the exact same profile, or maybe the Brutalis will be stronger. I don't know if it'll have more than toughness 10. Toughness 10 sounds pretty serious. Mike got to play a game of 10th edition today. How did you find it, Mike? Was it decent? Who else was at Warhammer Fest today? Anyone else at Warhammer Fest? I know Mike was there. I saw his Twitter post earlier. I was like liking his Twitter posts. I haven't really kept up with anything today that's been announced beyond the initial release. I did that stream in the morning. We had a look at some of the data sheets on the stream that I did this morning, and then I haven't looked at what. Do you know what? That's a lie. I did look at the Warhammer Twitter feed like one more time, and I saw a bunch of Age of Sigmar stuff, but I didn't see anything else for 40k. I don't think there was anything else new for 40k. I think it was just all in that one stream, right? That got first thing this morning. And the only other thing that I know is that the box is going to retail for about 150 because Games Workshop announced that we're going to do like some sort of competition / giveaway, and in that competition / giveaway, it was sort of leaked that the box was going to be 150. So I don't know if I normally have the skull behind them. They usually have them in front. Do they do different? If I picked a bad base for this. Maybe I have. I don't really want to try and go find another base though. I hate these bases where you've got the stupid holes for their feet. I mean, I guess they kind of said that with the new stuff, didn't they? They said, like, you can build it without glue. I was like, that's not really here or there for me. I don't give a shit if we can build it without glue, right? I guess it means you can build it fast, but I don't care about building it without glue. Who actually... Like, nobody builds their models and sprays them without glue, right? Like, no one's doing that. So if you build them without glue, you're just going to have to disassemble them and rebuild them with glue, right? Seems very strange. I might just cut the top off of that and just fill that base in, actually. I don't really care about this little skull thing. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Got some of the other ones with the little skulls on them. I don't care. I read a new article about the new rules shown today. Rip Shock Assault. So what did you read, Robert? Enlighten us. I think, like, I'm probably, well, I'm 100% going to buy the 10th edition box set, but a few people said in, like, the YouTube comments this morning, they were like, doesn't really have a whole lot for, like, melee chapters, does it? I mean, I guess the Terminators can do a little bit of melee. Like, in terms of, like... That's just... I mean, like, we've never really got, like... I'm actually surprised. We've had Primaris Marines for, like, 6 years. Like, will we... Like, how many years does it need to be before we get, like, a fast-moving... I guess... I don't know, a fast-moving Primaris unit? Really? Like, just a... Like, not Reavers, because let's face it, Reavers suck. Reavers might get a little bit better this edition, but I can't see them getting all that much better. I think they already showed off the rules for, like, the twin paired blades that Incursors get, right? Because I think that was on one of the many community articles that they put out. And I mean, they're certainly not amazing, the twinned blades. They're just like 4 attacks. Standard sort of stuff, I think. The 10th edition box is good. No offer to Gravis, but it was a failure overall. Terminators are too iconic to ignore. You think it was a failure, Highland Phoenix? Someone made a point as well. They were saying, is it a bit weird that we get a Gravis Apothecary that can join Gravis units, but there's no Gravis models in the box? And I was like, yeah, when you say it like that, I suppose that is a little bit weird. Most people, I imagine, though, have some Gravis stuff, so it's not the end of the world, but I wonder why some people thought that was a bit weird. Robert says, I'd rather get the Augustus set. I can't decide if I like the new Dreadnought. I like the fact that you can reroll the hits, like, and it's innate and it's sort of built in. But my question, I suppose, is going to be, like, I don't know enough, like, I feel like we don't know enough about, like, other weapons. You know, like, this new one has a, what is it called? Like, it's not a Brutalis, a Basilisk. Why do they always name them with the same fucking letters? Like, Brutalis and Basilisk. Was it called Basilisk Dreadnought, something like that? Are there any units for Blood Angels that haven't been released but are in the lower Cisponinator? Not that I know of. Crazy thought, they just sell a Blood Angels upgrade jump pack for Primaris would instantly give us most jump units except Sangre Guard. I mean, Dante has got, like, the first jump pack now, right? And, like, if you think that Dark Angels just got, like, the Lion release and all this nonsense, and they also got Azrael, and they get something else as well, right? So, like, do you think that Blood Angels not being on that roadmap that they shared is a good thing, because potentially the longer there is between the Blood Angel stuff, the more chance there is of like new Blood Angels models, right? Like if they just released that 10th edition box and they're like, alright, now we're going to do the Blood Angels Codex, you could almost guarantee there's nothing Blood Angel specific in that codex, right? Whereas like if they're like, well, we're not going to do Blood Angels for another year, then there's a good chance Blood Angels could get some new models, I feel like. I could be off base with that, but that's what I feel like is... I feel like that's more likely? Or that's... Is that more likely? Greetings, James, how are you? Stuka said I might need to get a new box if funds are available. If not, I'll pick up the bits from eBay. You can always pick up the bits from eBay, because people will always buy multiple of those boxes. I guess if you've got a Turned friend as well, you might be able to do some trades too, so that's always a possibility too as well, right? I'm going to give this guy a custom Blood Angels head for sure, and I might even give him a custom Blood Angels Storm Shield. I'm going to see what ones I've got, because I've got some 3D printed Storm Shields. The whole Flamer unit, anyone else feel like they miss versatility of tactical squads? It's weird. They're trying to... They do that in Horus Heresy, Brock, where it's like the whole unit has the same special weapon. And that's quite common in like Horus Heresy. Whereas like it's not so common in 40k, and you're right, in some ways it has less diversity. I just don't know if I think 10 guys with flamers with no AP is going to be that useful. I don't even think it's going to be that useful for Ultramarines, or... I mean, maybe if there's a chapter that can give, like, flamer weapons, like Salamander, maybe it'll be good for Salamanders? Just, I don't know if, like, when I saw the Infernus squad, I mean, I think they look cool. I just don't really understand how we could utilize them. Maybe as a Blood Angel, maybe Blood Angels can't utilize them, I suppose. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to think of them, I guess. I think Blood Angels will get a range refresh, but I think it's probably, based on what we saw today, it's probably a year away, at least. And you know, like, a lot of people have been going like, I don't know if I should buy more Sanguinary Guard or should buy more Death Company. I think that, assuming that Sanguinary Guard have rules in 10th edition, and assuming Death Company have rules in 10th edition, then I think you're going to be totally safe to buy them, because if we're not getting a Codex for a year, I feel like we're not getting any more units for a year. I guess if you could put that Infernus squad inside a drop pod? Would that be good? 10 guys jumping out of a drop pod, all with those Infernus flamers? I mean, I just think the lack of AP is maybe the thing that turns me off them. I would have rather they, you know, because they're strength 5, no AP. I think I would have rather they were strength 4, AP 1 as opposed to strength 5, no AP. I feel like that would have been stronger. But yeah, I think if anyone was waiting, like, hey, I'm not going to buy Sanguinary Guard right now because there might be Primaris Sanguinary Guard, I think the releases that we got today, or the roadmap we got today, kind of makes you think, like, yeah, if you do want to buy something like another box of Sanguinary Guard or something, I guess you maybe want to see the rules first. But I think it would be totally safe to do that now. I don't think they're gonna come out anytime soon, I guess. Jacob says, I personally look at the Space Marine kits, immediately think about a military perspective. Having 10 guys with the same weapon doesn't make sense. I mean, it definitely doesn't make them versatile, if that's one way of looking at it. What's up, Crispy Delicious? Good evening. In my sister's army, I loved running a Retributor Heavy Flamer It wasn't useful, but it was fun. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they'd be quite fun, the flamers. I just don't know if I think they're going to be that useful. And the stern guard look cool, but my issue with the stern guard that you're going to get in the box is you're basically going to be able to do no customization with them, right? So you're going to have the like one heavy bolter, one combi melta, one combi plasma, and then 2 special issue bolt guns, or I guess they'll be special issue bolt rifles. Let me see if I've got a custom shield in this box. I think I do have some. I think I've got some heads as well. Cool. I'm thinking I haven't done a blade guard with the Crimson Paladin shield. I know I have some Crimson Paladin shields. The question is, can I find them? Oh, I was wondering if I had some spare Sangre Guard wings. I might actually put some Sangre Guard wings on my Dante. Haven't decided if I'm doing that yet either. You'll see, apparently I've got another Storm Shield for Blade Guard kicking around. I don't know how I've managed to get extra Blade Guard Storm Shield. Makes me wonder if I could actually make some Blade Guard out of other models to save buying some. Maybe. Hey, Dick, thank you so much for subscribing. Mike says the Dante's been further delayed again. I checked my Dante this morning. He's still not even out for delivery for me either, so don't feel too bad. I had these custom storm shields. They're kind of cool, but I was using them more for like van vets. I was gonna say, I think I have another box. I have a few of these like quality street boxes. Dante's too cool for fake wings. Is he? Atlas's Dante hasn't been dispatched either. Yeah. Oh yeah, a hit. I don't know. I might give Dante fake wings. We'll see what it looks like. I don't think, like, I've seen a lot of people do Dantes. I don't think I've seen any with the fake wings yet. My Dante was missing a leg. Well, that's a random thing to have Dante missing. Do you know what? I don't have a Blade Guard with a beak helmet. This guy's going to be a sergeant as well. This will be my first Blade Guard with a beak helmet. Perfect. I've got a beak helmet here with, I think this is like one with the laurel, the wreath, the laurel, whatever the hell it's called. Yes, that's going to be a Blade Guard with a wreath helmet. I like it. I'll take this other helmet and put it back into this giant box of heads. My Dante got sent to the wrong address. He's 3 cities away. Man, you're not having... It seems like everybody's having a shit luck with Dante. So here's the thing, right? How quickly are we going to have to order the 10th edition box set if you want it? Like, because they confirmed today it's a limited edition release. Like, it's not the starter set. It's like, Indomitus wasn't a starter set, right? Indomitus was like a made-to-order limited edition release. And that's what... That's precisely what, use your words. That's precisely what Leviathan is. So Leviathan is not a starter set. Leviathan is a limited edition release that I guess will sell out very, very quickly. Maybe they'll do made to order like they did last time. But if they do made to order, you could be waiting as much as 3 or 4 months for your made to order. And if you don't get the made to order, I guess, then it'll be on eBay at friggin' stupid prices, because you know people are buying it just to sell it on eBay. How fun. Crimson Paladin shields, I bet they were expensive. I ordered Imperial Fist Terminator Predator from 30k and Forge World gave me 2 by accident. Wow. That must be nice, getting double your Forge World Order. I've never been that lucky. I guess a lot of people have probably never been that lucky. Hey, we're still sitting around here waiting on Dante. When he's going to come is unknown. Spoiler, the Crimson Paladin shields I have are, I think they were bought from eBay. So they'll be 3D printed. I wasn't going to spend like $100 on Crimson Paladins for like 5 shields. I often buy shields from bits websites or 3D printing websites because on eBay you can pay like $5 for a Storm Shield. I wanted to do 20 Vanguard Veterans. I'm not buying 20 Storm Shields at $5 a pop. Like, that's insanity. I mean, I'm going to buy the Vanguard Vets as well, right? So I bought my shields for my Vanguard Vets from a website called Cromlech. I think they're a German 3D printing website, or a German website, something like that. Hello, Blood Angel Chaplain, how are you? Right, I gotta... It's over here. I'm actually at the point now in this room. I mean, I just moved house into this room. I'm actually at the point now where like I'm just storing Warhammer boxes of shit on the floor because I've got no room for it on any of my shelves. Oh! I'll say I got these beak heads as well. Oh, I forgot I'd even bought these ones. That one might be cool in the Blade Guard Sergeant, right? Can we do that one? Yeah, we'll do that one. And here are the... This one's already been sprayed, but I don't suppose it matters. Have I got another one? I do have another one, which is... I think this one's going to be a nightmare to paint, so I'm leaning towards the one that's been sprayed. For some reason, I've even got like Dark Angels Storm Shields here. Who wants that shit? I've got this. Got another one with a face on it. I mean, this one's pretty cool. If I can hold it. Hey, Alien Phoenix, thank you so much for coming in with the gifted subs. I appreciate it, dude. That's awesome. Thank you. I actually even have like a spare set of the Sanguinor's wings here. I forgot I had these. I'll maybe keep these out actually. They might work better for Dante. Because they're bigger wings than Sangre Guard. Aha! Not many people have probably thought of that. I forgot I had these. That's what I was doing. I was making a captain from the Sanguinor model. I had a spare set of Sanguinor wings. I'm gonna try and use these on Dante, I think. Dante needs to be awesome. In honor of Picard Season 3. Dude, I want more Picard now that we've had season. I want another Star... I was gonna say, I want another Star Trek Next Generation movie. Welcome to the new members. How are you guys? Please make sure you use your membership. You can do that by linking up your Discord account to your YouTube account. Get over into our members only room. Alright, do I have... Right, what shield am I going for? I think I'm avoiding these shields with the faces on them. It's either this one that's not sprayed or this one that is sprayed. This one I feel like it's going to stand out slightly more. But you know what, I'll probably make more Blade Guard in the future. We'll use this one with all intricate detail on it. And we'll see if we can make this custom helmet. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is the Sergeant's helmet. Alright, that's what we're doing. I'm actually going to put these other helmets into a little bag. My old Dante has the Sangor wings, looks pretty good. Yeah, I wonder what the Sangor wings would look like on the new Dante. That's a very good question. That's a question I would like to know the answer to. Picard season 1 and 2, you don't even need to watch them. Just watch season 3. I watched season 1 and 2 and don't even really remember what happened, but season 3 was awesome. Oh shit, where's the little bit? I just move it, and I pick it up and move it. I get distracted about the wings. God damn it. Oh no, it's on the sprue, okay. I gotta cut it off the sprue before I put the sprue back in the bag, don't I? So these were the rare Blood Angels Forge World helmets. Like the old, I don't know what are they? Mark 6 helmets? I like them. I do actually really like them. A lot of people didn't like them for some reason. I like them. Apparently they got some guy that had been writing the Next Generation comics for season 3. So he obviously knows Star Trek a lot better than Alex Kurtzman. Because the guy that was doing season 1 and 2, did those new Star Trek movies. With Christopher Pine and who's the other boy? Zachary Quinto. And what 10th edition model am I most excited for? I kind of want the Dreadnought to be good, because he reminds me a lot of the old classic Dreadnought. Whether he's good or not is hard to say right now. I can't decide. I do really like the new Terminator Captain, because I think he looks big. He looks imposing. Whether or not his rules are that great, who knows? Maybe you could because there is Deathwatch have a heavy Thunderhammer, so maybe you could buy a heavy Thunderhammer and convert him. I don't know. I'll need a nail file to file off a little bit of this. Have I got one on my desk? Yes. This bit, it's a bit strange to have them come as two separate pieces. I'm going to have to use super glue for this as well, haven't I? Because this plastic doesn't stick with plastic cement. Okay, he's Abaddon in size, yeah. I mean, the new Terminator Captain, I think, could be pretty cool. It's a real shame that there's no, well, he's going to be easy to build, so if you were going to want to convert him anyway, you're going to have to, hack off their shoulder pads and stuff. It is doable. I did it with my Blade Guard before. I hacked off, all, these sort of standard Blade Guards. I mean, if you want rid of that shoulder pad, you can't, that shoulder pad there, even though it's part of the arm. I mean, you can do it. You just need time and dedication, and I have to get up and just give my daughter a drink in a second. Hold on, if she coughs again like that, I'm gonna get a drink. I bet you my wife has borrowed my super glue, because shit's always breaking in our house. She probably has borrowed super glue, but apparently I've got a new one. Ha! Good evening, how are you? The Crimson Paladin Assault Cannon is one of the best assault cannons. I didn't realise they had a custom assault cannon. What's good about it, Highland Phoenix? I've never actually owned a set of Crimson Paladins. I've always kind of wanted to. They're so cool. I just always found it kind of hard to justify because I always have such a big backlog of stuff. Alright, we'll let that sit for a second. And then I'm going to try and attach the shield to this arm. Should be easy enough, just need to take this bit off. It just looks awesome with the Blood Angels artistry. Okay. Yeah, I mean if you've got money burning a hole in your pocket. The other squad that I really like the look of is the Angels Tears. They're very cool. You know, when you were desperate to talk about like having a scout with a double Infernal pistol, you could have maybe converted the Angels Tears because some of them have like double pistols, don't they? And they're such a cool looking squad. Yeah, I'm really wrestling. Like last few nights I've been painting Death Company. I'm thinking I want to finish the Death Company that I'm working on just because like it would be another squad finished, and I am always very I always like finishing squads, and I wanted to finish the squad of Death Company that I was working on anyway. I also went into my like pile of shame and pulled out this bad boy. Which is a Vindicator Laser Destroyer, which needs just final cleanup and then some transfers, and it'll be done. So I was thinking, I want to finish this Vindicator Laser Destroyer again sooner rather than later. So it's high on the priority list. So it's like on the priority list, we've got that. I've got the Squad of Death Company I've been working on for a while. Finished my the other blade guard that I've got today, so I've got 8 of them completely finished and transferred, and I varnished them today because it was nice and low humidity. The Dawnbreaker cohort is good as well. What one's the Dawnbreaker cohort? Are they the equivalent of like the Sangre Guard? Are they the flying ones? I wonder if the shield's going to be easier to stick on when it's just lying down, I guess. I can't wait for the Plastic Laser Destroyer. Yeah, that's obviously coming soon as well. So is anyone definitely not getting the 10th edition set? Is anyone definitely getting it? And if so, what are you guys' reasons? I'm getting it. I enjoyed the 9th edition set. I enjoyed the 8th edition set. I know they weren't quite as Blood Angels as we might like. But I still think it's going to be worth getting. I'm worried about this amount of space that all these big dreadnoughts are going to take, because I already had 3 Redemptors. So now I'm going to basically have 3 Redemptors, a Brutalis, and a... What's it called? A Bastilus? I wish they'd given it like a different name. It's the same as like the Primaris squad. You've got Infiltrators that begin with an I, you've got Incursors that begin with an I, you've got Intercessors that begin with an I, you've got Inceptors that begin with an I. That's 4 squads. I'm sure there's more. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get my daughter a drink of water. I'll be back in just a minute. Sorry. Okay, the joys. The joys. Sorry, guys. Is anyone tempted by the Devourer side? How dare you? I mean, they do look cool. The Screamer Killer, the rules for the Screamer Killer look crazy, right? He's got like 10 attacks. It's big strength. Yeah, I think the kids are just a bit like there's an illness going around again. It feels like one of us in this household always has illness at the moment. How does this arm go on this? If in doubt, just, you know, they talk about these easy to build bits. I'm just like, fuck this, just snip that shit off and just glue it on, like. Easy to build, get out of here. Alright. So that's how the arm's supposed to go on. Cool. I've never done a blade guard with a Crimson Paladin shield. Angles maybe not quite what I would have wanted. I mean, it doesn't obscure too much of the sword or his leg. I guess it's fine. I think it'll work. Okay, and then we've got this custom Forge World head thing here. It's pretty cool. There's a little bit of like flash on there. I can get that off. Apparently we can't get it. Nope. I think I got it. Maybe. Really hard to see that actually. don't know why anyone would want resin models. It's the best thing they've ever done, saying that they're doing all the Forge World stuff in plastic, honestly. The original second edition Apothecary in white metal was the first and only order from GW mail order back in the day. I got one with the helmet and the veteran sergeant with the grenade launcher. I kind of forgot that they did white metal. They didn't do that for all that long, did they? What do you think? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you know what? I'll probably make one of those new Terminators with a beak head. Because people really get upset when you've got new Terminators with... I already got Terminators with Primaris heads. People got really upset about those ones. I just thought it was cool. Honestly, I like the Terminator with the Primaris head. He needs to be looking where he's aiming. I mean, the problem with the beak head is that the beak's going to extrude, so if he tries to look where he's aiming, it's going to be... Well, one, it's going to be difficult to paint, and two, I mean, it's going to... I think it's not tall enough to look over this lapel thing, or whatever you would call it, I think. I don't know what you call this bit. I think it's like a lapel, is it? Like this bit of his armour? It's going to have to kind of sit like that. I get that it would be better if it was where he was aiming, but it's just not tall enough. Could have maybe put a little bit of plastic underneath it to raise it up a bit. Done that before with the helmets. You're making me want to do it. It's called a gorget. Look, we're going to try and take it out, and we'll try and put a little bit of this extra flash plastic in there then to try and raise it up. Right, block the hole up. Where's my snips? It's supposed to stop you getting stabbed in your throat. So basically what you're saying is that you're making me make it so the blade guard can get stabbed in the throat easier. I'm not sure I love this idea. Hopefully it's hidden. Do you have any green stuff? I mean, I do, but it'll be so obscured by the helmet. It'll be so obscured by the helmet that I think it'll be fine if we just put a little bit of that, like, off-cut in there, I guess. We only need to raise it a tiny bit, right? If it won't sit, then we'll figure it out with green stuff. Yeah, okay, I'm probably gonna have to put some green stuff in there. That's fine. Alright, I'll just wipe the super glue off the helmet and we'll let that set, and I'll put the green stuff over the top. Cool. It was worth a try. But yeah, I've got some liquid green stuff, so I'll just fill in that whole hole. I'm gonna let that super glue dry, because if I try and do any more of it right now, I'll just end up ruining it. Cool. Let me do some of these Death Company, I guess. So the fact there's no Blood Angels Codex on the roadmap mean Dante wasn't supposed to come out for at least a year? That's a very good question, Dad's Side Hobbies. I don't think he was supposed to come out before 10th edition. What was the best melee Primaris unit? Aggressors? Or Blade Guard? Probably Blade Guard veterans, actually. I guess we won't know until we see all the new data slates, but probably aggressors. Alex says he's pretty pumped for 10th. Yeah, I think 10th is going to be good. Mike said he played it earlier today. What did Mike say? Did he say it was good? Let's hope so. He was in the last Arcs of Omen book, actually, yes, so you make a good point. Dante was probably released... Probably not that much earlier than he was supposed to be then if he was in the Arcs of Omen book. Maybe he just was released like 2 or 3 weeks early. We were all thinking he was released miles early, but I think we're wrong. I think he was probably only just released a few weeks early. It's French? Okay, so I guess French make good armor. They definitely didn't recall books and reprint them. He would have, if his rules were in the Lion book. I mean, I haven't seen the Lion book yet. I was gonna say maybe I know one friend that's got it, but I haven't got it yet. Is it mentioned if he's Primaris in the Arcs of Omen book? He has the Primaris keyword, so I mean, I guess that means he's... Does that answer your question? Like they posted a bit of a spoiler to the plot of the book on the Games Workshop website, so you can read that. I mean, I've kind of read the spoiler, but I was going to hopefully read the actual book at some point. But his new data slate has him with the Primaris keyword, so he is 100% a Primaris Marine now. I guess if you'd ordered him, you probably got the new rules in his box, right? Lore-wise? Yeah, I mean, I would think lore-wise 100% he's Primaris. I don't think the book covers him going through the Rubicon. I don't know if the book actually covers him going through the Rubicon, but I think the book covers him basically getting his ass kicked as a regular Marine and basically being at death's door and having to go through the Primaris thing, right? I kind of hope that we get a new lore book in terms of like the story of the Blood Angels with the Turnic War, the Fourth Turnic War, I guess they're calling it now. I guess we'll find out. I think it's a good thing that we don't have our codex straight away, because that'll give them time to do something with both the narrative and also, I guess it'll give the game a little bit of time to like shake out, because like we don't really know what, like, when I mean shake out, like Blood Angels Codex was one of the first codexes in 9th edition, right? And they took away a lot of like really interesting / strong rules from us. And I was like, at the time when they took those rules away, I was okay with it, because I was like, oh cool, okay. If they're taking these rules away, they're trying to balance the game more. And then when other armies started getting their codex, it was like, whoa, okay, they got all these crazy rules and we got all our good rules taken away. So I think it's I honestly think it's the best thing that could have happened, is like our codex isn't in that first year. I think it means when our codex comes, it'll be pretty strong. Look, is this? A bit of fluff, a bit of string or something. Where the fuck did this come from? What is that? It's like a bit of thread attached to the back of this model. I don't know where the fuck that came from, because I don't have any thread in this room or anything like that. What is that? So, like, let the Dark Angels get their codex nice and early this time round, and then we won't have to deal with Dark Angels being sort of overpowered and broken for a while. Maybe Blood Angels will be the army that's got all the bonuses and the really powerful stuff. Who knows, right? How would you feel about the Sanguinor being our centerpiece model eventually? I mean, I think it would make the most sense, right? If they're trying to give every Space Marine army the equivalent of a Primarch, then Blood Angels obviously can't have a Primarch, so using the Sanguinor for something of that nature would make sense. They will retire the current Sanguinor model for sure at some point, right? Because they're retiring basically all the Firstborn Space Marine models. We were talking about this the other day on the stream, saying that, like, I reckon, like, it might be a decade from now. I guess it might even be longer than a decade. But I do think there'll be a point at some point, probably around a decade from now, where there are no, like, every Firstborn character now has a Primaris model. Like, they'll all be Primaris. It'll be, you know, based on the way the rules are changing, they might not even call them Primaris anymore. They just might be Marines. But they are the equivalent of, like, what we know as Primaris today, right? The problem with that is, Jim, is that before he got injured and go through Rubicon, I think it might be an oversight from the writers. I think I haven't read the Lion book, but I think that if he does do, like, I was going to say, this is a spoiler for Darkness in the Blood, but let's be fair, Darkness in the Blood's been out for about, like, 2 or 3 years now, maybe closer to 3 years. So if you've not read Darkness in the Blood by now, then you should have read it. And here's a spoiler for it. In Darkness of the Blood, Dante's body is not healing properly. Like, he's 1500 years old. He actually wants to undergo the Rubicon during that book, but the chapter don't let him for whatever reason. So, like, he's 1500 years old, his body isn't healing. I think the hope, I think, was that, like, if he went through the Rubicon, if he became Primaris, he would get rejuvenated, his body would start healing again, he would almost be reborn. And I think that's probably what happened. So, like, what happens, like, although he's 1500 years old, he has the experience of, like, 1500 years of battle or whatnot. Like, I assume now he's Primaris. He's in a new body, essentially, right? New organs. Like, how does that all work? Like, they put new organs into him to make him Primaris? I forget, I read it a while ago. It's been ages since they did it. They made it sound so dangerous when Calgar did it, right? And then it was like, now everybody can just do it and it's not dangerous anymore. So he gets new organs put in, but his hair's also regenerated. So, like, what, he's good to go for 1500 more years? Like, what's the deal here? Maybe what they'll do is they'll bring out, like, an actual novel that, like, because the Arcs of Omen Lion book is maybe, like, less focused on just Dante himself, right? And they'll maybe bring out, like, a new Blood Angels book that has, like, a bit more detail of what actually happens. I mean, I was really enjoying the story, like through Devastation of Baal, through Darkness of the Blood, through Astaroth, the book as well. So it's kind of hoping that that whole like story would continue, but like not as in like not continue in terms of like it's just an addendum in another book. It's like it's its own story where the focus is 100% Blood Angels, right? Most experienced Space Marine Commander. I mean, I don't know if you plan to solo a Demon Primarch. I feel like that's more something that just happens, or someone's got to deal with him. And he didn't try and solo him in the book. Well, the spoiler they posted on the Warhammer community said he was with like the whole squad of Sangre Guard. So Angron like ate Dante and all the squad of Sangre Guard that he was with. To be fair, that's a normal maneuver. If Angron's on the battlefield, the Sangre, and you're playing as Blood Angels, you will send your Sangre Guard and Dante to go after him, right? Like that's sound tactical thinking, knowledge, whatever you want to say it. Yeah, I do want to read the line stuff that revolves around Dante. I'm looking forward to it. It's just the only person I know that's getting the book is Kev, and I think he's also waiting. Kev's been getting all the books so that we can do boarding actions. Like, we wanted to get all the rules for boarding actions, so he was taking one for the team and getting all the books for that. So where's the actual transition then? Right, between like the Lion book, the Lion returns, obviously they're fighting Vashtor and Chaos and all that. And then all of a sudden we're back to Tyranids invading. So like what's the transition point there? Does anyone know? Like, does the Lion book wrap it all up nicely? Like Abaddon and his crusade are over for a while, or Mr. Snake was hoping all the boarding action rules were in one book. Yeah, that would have been too easy, wouldn't it? The Red Council of Blood Angels High Officers didn't want Dante to take the Rubicon because they feared him losing it. I mean, it was a bit strange that they didn't want that when he's like basically almost dying and not healing anyway, so they were kind of losing him anyway, right? At least that was the impression it gave in the book. They, you know, it's a bit funny, is like there's no one else in the whole of the Blood Angels that could have taken up the commander post. I feel that. I feel like there would have been space for somebody. Yeah, Mephiston took the Rubicon last time, didn't he? I wonder what powers Mephiston's gonna get. So, because we're not getting our codex then, for like a year, how is that gonna affect our psychic powers, right? Like, what powers is Mephiston gonna get if we don't have a codex? Like, is he just gonna be smiting people and stuff? Or are we still going to get access to better powers somehow from those data cards, I guess, they're releasing at the start, right? Is that how that's going to work? Vastor now has a webway capable planet that apparently knows the ways to find weapons of the old ones. I guess he'll just lull and ditch Abaddon now that he has that. I mean, I guess Chaos do just... They're very much themselves for themselves, are they? I don't know. Once I get the Lion book and I read it all, maybe I'll make a quick lore video. I haven't made a lore video for a while, and we can just talk about like the transition from like Abaddon's Crusade into the Tyrannid War. Because I'm not 100% sure on it myself. I would like to know what the deal is with it. Mephiston should drink blood to heal. He used to drink the blood of his enemies. He used to have to roll, and if you failed like a leadership test, he wasn't able to do anything the next turn. He just sat there and drunk his enemy's blood. That was his, because Mephiston beat. He's the only Blood Angels to beat the Black Rage, right? But that was like the caveat of it. He had to just sit there and drink blood for a turn sometimes in combat. Wasn't always super useful when that happened, and you were like, fuck, I really need Mephiston over here next turn. Oh, he's not doing that, he's just sitting here drinking the blood of his enemies. Great, okay, let's move on. That's usually how that went, right? What are the odds of Astaroth crossing the Rubicon? Probably pretty high. If you've not read the Astaroth book, it's probably worth, because like Astaroth's dealing with a lot of Primaris Marines in that in the latest Astaroth book. I think it's called, is it called Redeemer of the Lost? I think I've got it over there somewhere. Astaroth Angel of Mercy. That's the book. You can get it on Audible if you never got the paper copy. I think we could see. I mean, I think, like I said, within a few years, every single Firstborn Marine will be replaced by a Primaris version of the same one. No one's dying doing the Rubicon anymore. No one ever did die. I mean, Kalgar, it was like the first guy that did it. It was a bit risky. Now apparently it's not risky, everyone can undergo the Rubicon, and they're all doing it, and that's it, that's the lore, I guess. Everybody can do the Rubicon now. No one's dying to it. So yeah, any character that you have that has a Firstborn model, give or take a few years, there'll be a Primaris version of that character, I guess. I think the ones that are off sale are even more likely to get it, for example, like, because a few characters went into like like you can't buy them anymore. So if there was a character that you were waiting for that you can't buy in Firstborn anymore, then I think they're even more likely to get the Primaris version of themselves, right? Corbulo being a good example, yes. Primaris Corbulo would make a lot of sense. I don't know why, like, Corbulo just didn't work in 9th edition, right? Like, are you more excited that Mephiston for the plus? I suppose it really depends, DTM, on what Mephiston can do in 10th edition, right? Like, if he just gets to smite like that new librarian, that isn't very exciting. So it really depends on what powers Mephiston might get. But yeah, I mean, Mephiston always had a weakness in that he didn't have +1 to cast. Since the psychic phase is completely reinvented now, I guess. Is that what we're calling it? Like the psychic phase is gone essentially. But I guess the rules for psychic are completely reinvented now. Are they even called psychic anymore? Like the spells, or are they just called like an ability? pretty mad that it's gone full circle like that. Webb, thank you so much for becoming a battle brother. I do appreciate it. Oh, sorry, becoming a company veteran, even better. Dude, thanks so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Dad Side Hobby says you take a Primaris Sangre Priest. I mean, that's really what Corbolo needs to be, right? Like a Primaris Sangre Priest that is very useful and has a jump pack and can keep up with her jump units. Because that kind of came up today where someone was like, do you think it's weird that there's a Gravis Apothecary who buffs Gravis units, but there's no Gravis units in the new box? And I was like, well, in some ways, yeah, when you put it like that, it is a bit weird, but there's enough Gravis, you know, there's Heavy Intercessors, there's Aggressors, there's Eradicators. So there's enough Gravis out there where, like, someone that you could attach to the squad to benefit the squad would be decent. So, obviously we do have our Firstborn Apothecary with a jump pack. Like, that is something that we have. But getting Corbolo as a Firstborn or as a Primaris Apothecary, I guess, with a jump pack that can join Primaris jump units, or even can just join any jump unit. I guess, like, there is value in that. I feel like I think that Blood Angels would like that. If Games Workshop ever come and ask me what Blood Angels would like, I can tell them. I think I know what you guys want. But yeah, I think if you look at Captain Carlion, he used to be like the Terminator you could get for Blood Angels that would have like a Storm Shield and a Thunderhammer and a Stormbolter. You guys remember him? He was part of the box. What was it called? Deathstorm. He was basically the Blood Angels Terminator captain. But within the lore, he was called Captain Carlion. I don't think his model was ever called Captain Carlion per se, but everybody sort of knew him that he was Captain Carlion, right? So, like, his model went... Like, it was discontinued probably, like... I don't know if it was much as a year ago now, but it was a while ago, right? And I guess, like, in hindsight, the reason they obviously discontinued that model is because there's, like, new Terminator armor, and they're going to want everybody wearing the new Terminator armor. So I think, because his model was discontinued a while ago, like, that could mean that Captain Carlion could be getting, like, we could be getting, like, a Blood Angels captain in Terminator armor. He could be called Captain Carlion, or he could just be a Blood Angels captain in Terminator armor, and it's the new scale Terminator armor, right? We're talking about, like, the bigger scale armor that was obviously shown off at the Warhammer Fest today, which looks great. And I think it would be really good for a captain with a Stormbolter and a Thunderhammer. The one they showed today was like a Stormbolter and a Power Sword. I think they called it a Relic Power Sword, so I don't know if that's like a 2 damage Power Sword. I guess it probably would be, because I guess in a way it would... I guess it's just a Relic Blade? It was weird that's what they called it on the stream, though. They called it a Relic Power Sword. So did they just mean that the captain there has got a Relic Blade? Is that what they meant? Probably, I guess. Carlion was in Battle Sector's lieutenant. It was a different Carlion in Battle Sector. Battle Sector spelled his name with a C. Carlion in the lore is spelt with a K. So I don't know if the people that were making Battle Sector were trying to just play on the fact that it was like there was a lore connection there, or if they didn't know well enough and they spelt it wrong. The thing is, I feel like Games Workshop probably wouldn't let that sneak past if it was a mistake, right? Like, they're very good at, like, consistency within the IP and stuff. So I don't think they would... If they meant Captain Carlion with a K, I think they would have spelt him with a K. So I think it's supposed to be a different character. And they discontinue models that aren't selling that much. They do, but it would also make sense to discontinue models that like, if they don't have much stock of them, no one's buying them, and also they're about to go through like a major change, i.e., like Terminator armor is going to be bigger, then I guess that would make sense to put them on. Like, they're not available anymore, right? Because at the time when they made the Terminator Captain like not available anymore, people were like, "Oh, he'll be back," or. But now, does it make any sense for them to bring them back? Would they not just bring back a more true scale Captain in Terminator armor with weapon options? I mean, technically, they don't even need to make it Blood Angel specific. They just bring out a Captain in Terminator armor with weapon options based on the one that we saw today that had the power sword, and then you can do whatever the hell you want with them. And you can, if he's not a named character, then that can be, you can call him Captain Carlion or whatever. I'm not 100% sure on that, to be honest. I mean, I'm not 100% sure on anything. I don't know. I don't have any insider information. Oh, no problem, Dave. It's I don't, like I said, I don't know if they were purposely making him a different character, or I feel like he was supposed to be a different character from the Captain that we know. I never did get around to completing Battle Sector though, so I don't know if anyone in chat has completed Battle Sector and knows a bit more than I do. I did like Battle Sector. I just was enjoying the Grey Knights game a little bit better. You know what I'm looking forward to is I'm looking forward to Bolt Gun. I'm 40 this year, so when I was first gaming on the PC, it was like 1993. So like my first experience playing PC games was shit like Doom and Quake and stuff like that. So I am really looking forward to Bolt Gun because it looks like I think it's supposed to look like Doom, but it's realistically going to play more like Quake because I don't know if you remember in Doom, but in Doom you couldn't look up and down. Like in Doom 1, I think even Doom 2, maybe even like after that it was like Doom 64, I think. Couldn't look up and down in Doom. It was only when Quake came out that you could actually look up and down. So I think Bolt Gun is supposed to look like the original Doom, but I think it's gonna probably play a bit more like the original Quake. And man, I loved the original Quake. Like one of my favourite games when I was growing up. We used to play deathmatch at like every LAN party we went to. It's great. Carlion came with the Getting Started value pack, same as the Tactical Marines and a Ball Predator tank. He also did come with one of the Battle Forces at one point, and he also came with the Death Storm box at one point. Do you know what? I've got the Death Storm box behind me. Is it easy to get to? Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard for me to get to it. I don't know if he's named Captain Carlion on that box. I honestly think he's just named a Terminator Captain in Terminator armor. And then he sort of, I think they did call him the Blood Angels Captain in Terminator armor, though. He is named in Deathstorm. Well, good to know. So yeah, I think there's two options there. They'll either bring out a Blood Angels Terminator Captain, or we'll get a new Captain Carlion model. I think both would be cool. I thought the new Terminator that they showed off today, like the new Captain, I thought he looked great. He looks large. He looks imposing. I was curious what size base he was on. Because it was funny, because they mentioned the size bases for a bunch of things, and then like the Terminator Captain, they didn't mention the size of the base. I was like, is he on a same size as Terminators? Because they're already on quite big bases. Being on like 40s, I think. So like, was the new Terminator captain on a 40? Deathstorm was the first time they called him Captain Carlin. Okay, interesting. Good to know. When I got Deathstorm, I was kind of on my way out of the hobby for a bit there. I wasn't really sure. I would say the Terminator Captain's gonna have a 40mm base. Yeah, so maybe he's just gonna be the size of a regular Terminator. I mean, that's fine. I'm not necessarily advocating that he needs to have a bigger base. I just was curious, like what they were gonna do with the Terminator Captain, right? Wasn't sure if they were judging him as like someone that needs to be a bit more grander or not. Did Carlion survive the devastation of Baal? I don't think he was specifically called out. Dying, right? There was also some squads that weren't at the devastation of Baal, because they specifically said like Astaroth wasn't at the devastation of Baal. He was off doing some chaplain-y thing somewhere, probably redeeming people, Angel of Mercy and all that. I feel like there was another named character that was big that wasn't there as well. I can't remember who now. I mean, Taika wasn't there, but I mean, that makes total sense, right? Does it mention Rathin? No, I don't think it does. He hasn't been mentioned in any of the books, I feel like. The Dante book, Devastation of Baal, Darkness in the Blood. Yeah, I think there's no mention of him. He's no longer canon? Oh, really? I didn't know they wrote him out. You guys didn't realize there's a new omnibus coming out in July, which I was probably going to pick up because I don't have a hard copy of Dante or Devastation of Baal, and the new omnibus is going to have both those stories plus the Astaroth book plus Darkness in the Blood plus like another smaller short story about Astaroth. I think the hardback's going to be like $15, so like 4 books for $15. Pretty decent, I think. Lamartez was not on Baal. Yeah, good point. That was the other character. So Lamartez and Astaroth were off doing chaplain-y things, I guess, when Devastation happened. I feel like they could have... You know, it's like a giant hive fleet is coming to hit our homeworld. It's like, yeah, I know you've got other important duties, but hey guys, you know, hey, this hive fleet's coming. Like, you don't want to be here. But I guess that's the way. I guess that's the way it went down. I don't know. I don't see what they could have been doing that's more important than like, hey, the homeworld is about to be under attack by 1 million Tyranids. You know, like what's more important than that? Nothing, as far as I'm aware. They made... They were fighting for Cadia. There are not enough people over at Cadia. Cadia fell anyway, right? That was the excuse. Hey sailors, good evening. But yeah, I think overall we can be reasonably happy with what was released today. It gives Marines more options, and more options are always good. But I think it's still, in terms of like the Primaris roster or whatever you want to call it, I think there's still a big gap in that Primaris roster for like proper, dedicated, new combat Marines. I.e. melee combat. That's what I'm talking about here. So when we'll see that, I mean, if you think of like Strike Force Augustus coming out so late in terms of like 9th edition, you know, like we might be just using our current jump Marines and stuff for the best part of the next 2 years. Which I don't suppose is a bad thing. I mean, I'm literally painting Death Company right now, so maybe I'm ahead of the curve. Maybe I knew that we were going to be stuck with what we've got, so finish off your current Death Company and stuff is a good idea. Like, who knows? Wow, I'm starting to get pretty tired. What's the time? Oh, it's 5 to midnight already. Okay. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Two damage weapons are now better, with -1 damage being gone for dreads. That's a very good point, George. I kind of I mean, I did notice that the new dreadnought didn't have -1 damage. I guess we don't know all dreadnoughts will get that, but if Duty Eternal has changed and -1 damage has gone, then it does make 2 damage weapons like a lot better and more reliable as well. Yeah. Good point. No one else had pointed that out. Well done. I should have figured that out. I don't know, I feel like I've not really done much today. I came on in the morning and I did a live stream, and then we were out with the kids for like an hour or two, so I could have easily been like theory crafting some Warhammer in my head while I was waiting. But no, I didn't get that at all, actually. Good point. Jim says hopefully there are less 2 damage weapons in general. I mean, 2 damage weapons are the bane of Marines' lives, aren't they? It's really interesting to see that they didn't put the las cannon at D3+3 on the I was going to say, I keep wanting to call it the Brutalis on the Basilisk Dreadnought. It makes me wonder if other armies are going to get D3+3 weaponry, or they're going to get the same D6+1 as Marines get. I don't really get why Marines would have a worse las cannon than other armies. Maybe like they could have a worse las cannon than Tau, for example. I don't know if I feel like they really deserve a worse las cannon than just like Imperial Guard or something, you know? It's Ballistus, like the Ballistus missile. Yeah. I think it's just because I only heard it today. I'm just slow today, maybe. I mean, I'm probably slow most days, to be fair. I'm thinking that Ballistus, when it gets a multi-part kit, might get an alternative weapon. Twin autocannons, maybe? I mean, it might get an alternative weapon, but the thing is, if it was going to get an alternative weapon, would they not have put it on the data sheet that they shared today? Do you expect we'll still get the +1 wound in the charge? I mean, that's the $1,000,000 question that nobody knows. Dad's side. That really is the $1,000,000 question. Because I guess no one knows the new chapter tactics. No one's probably gonna know them until the box is out, unless they do like a preview for them. I don't know. No idea. They don't put things on data sheets unless they already have a sprue to sell. Oh, I suppose you're right, yeah. Yeah, okay, so maybe the Ballistus will get a different weapon option. I think you're gonna need to be ready to pre-order that box early though, because if the last couple of pre-orders have told us anything, it's like it's really difficult to get the models you want at the moment, it feels like. Which I guess is not a good thing. This Primaris mate, it'll get heavy stuff. I mean, they do like those heavy stubbers on their Primaris kits, don't they? I don't even know why they made a heavy stubber. They should have just used a bolt gun, because they made the bolt guns kind of crappy, so why it needed to be a different weapon is sort of beyond me. I guess maybe it just looked a bit different, right? The data sheets they shared today are for launch boxes. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. That is a good point. I never thought of that. Oh man, yeah, I'm tired. I think it was because I had to get up early and do that stream, huh? You think they just do an order system? Yeah, I mean, they want to sell those big boxes because people will buy those boxes from like the fear of missing out, and that's how they. Sometimes, like, I guess that's, you know, they'll bundle stuff together because people are scared that they'll miss out on stuff, and it's a valid sales strategy. I mean, it gets me to buy things that maybe I wouldn't always buy because it's like, oh man, if I didn't buy this, I might not never get it. I get it. I understand. I'm going to call it a day in a couple of minutes, guys. Thanks for everyone that watched the stream from this morning, though. I had like 170 concurrent viewers on that stream this morning. That's fucking crazy. That's the most I've ever had. I mean, I guess everyone's there just to check out the new content, but it was still cool to see. Like, it was like 170 watching on YouTube and like 10 on Twitch at the same time, which was very cool. Pro strategy, so I'm told, is buy yourself a GW store credit card. Store credit using gift cards, then you have one-click purchasing without entering all your card details. Oh, interesting. So that's how you beat the queues, is it? And make sure you get your models on release day. That does sound like that would work, though. To, like, basically beat the queues, yeah. Surprised more people haven't mentioned that, because that seems like, now that you mention it, it's like, yeah, that totally sounds like it should make sense and it should work and it should let you beat the rush on the day. Because like your gift card is obviously just stored on their account and it can just be debited. They said that I think the box is going to be 150 UK. Whatever that transfers into globally, I don't quite know, but I think that'll be the cost in the UK, around somewhere between like 150 and 180. So a little bit more expensive than what Indomitus was when it released. The Chaos players are starving for content. Then you just get new Chaos stuff, DTM, right? You just got Angron and 8-bound. Exalted 8-bound. Actually, don't know what else Korn got. They got those new Jackals as well. Mind you, I suppose you could argue that Marines just got a Brutalis tank. I think it'll be $200 in America minimum, I guess. Might be a little bit more. That's what I was saying a few weeks back. If you've got a friend that plays Tyranids, now's the time to start speaking to them and see if you can't trade. If you don't want to do Tyranids, find someone you can trade the half the box and then you get basically double the Marine stuff for the same amount of money, right? Alright. If anyone wants to submit a list for tomorrow night's Army List show, I guess it would be a 9th edition list, go ahead and do that today or tomorrow. There's a couple of spaces on tomorrow night's show, so if you want to get your Army List reviewed this week, you can submit that. And if not, then I'll catch a bunch of you guys tomorrow night for the Army show. Thanks for hanging out as always. Thanks for watching the big stream this morning. Please like this video if you got some enjoyment out of it. That would help me out as well. Yeah, I guess I will catch you guys in the next one, and we'll continue doing all our 10th edition coverage on this channel. I guess as new rules and new stuff gets released, we'll cover it all so that we're fully up to date. I'll give you my opinion. I've been enjoying looking into 10th. I think it's going to be great for the game. I guess there's just a lot of questions yet to find the answers out to, but we'll get there, right? Yeah, I'm going to go get some sleep, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, no, I'll catch you guys tomorrow night. Thanks again for dropping past tonight. Leave me a comment if there's anything you want to discuss further. And if you haven't supported the channel in any way, shape or form yet, remember you can do that for like as little as $3 a month. So like less than the price of a Probably like less than the price of a black coffee at Starbucks now, because let's face it, Starbucks is ridiculous. You can support me in the channel, so anyone that does that, super appreciated. Thanks again to, there's some super chats tonight, there were some new members, all that super appreciated. Thanks for that. I think we smashed the goal I had. I had 21 hours left to go. My goal is like 5 members a month. We did 16 new members this month. So thanks to everyone that joined and helped make that happen as well. I appreciate it. It's always good to beat my goal, I guess. My goal is just 5 every month. I'm not greedy. 5 seems good. And 16 out of 5 is good. Alright, guys, enjoy your night. Thanks so much for hanging out. Do appreciate all of you. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.